fire, lightning, and a little bit of ice. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect little mage. But the Diablo 4 developers accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction: enchantments. Thus the Sorceress was born, using their altered superpowers, fire, ice, and lightning. They have dedicated their lives to fighting Lilith and her forces of evil. Hello everyone, my name is Rushdie Palaver, ginger streamer, professional high-pitch screamer, entertainer extraordinaire. And welcome to the Diablo 4 5 potential builds for the Sorceress. A couple of things before we dive into this. Number one, these are theoretical builds, and once we have actual builds, we will deep dive into them. Second, huge shout out to MadGFX for giving me a link that we are going to be utilizing later on in our build videos when we deep dive into these 5 potential builds. Link will be in the description and in the pinned comments, but this will help you build up your character, and it has everything from the Necromancer to the Sorceress. And I urge you to go and use this calculator / builder and then pin it in the comments. Let me know how you are going to build your Sorceress if you're excited to be playing the Sorceress. A little bit of history on the Sorceress. The Sorceress came all the way from Diablo 1, where it was the Sorcerer and had your basic fire, lightning, and ice skills, and that seems to be the trend going on from Diablo 1 all the way through to Diablo 4, except with Diablo 3, where Arcane was the go-to instead of lightning. Diving right into it, let's talk about the enchantments first before we start with the skills. The Sorcerer utilizes an enchantment system as a unique class mechanic. With this system, Sorcerer skills can be placed into any of the 6 skill slots that every other class has access to, or 3 enchantment slots for a total of 9 different skills. If the player places a skill in the enchantment slot, they can no longer use it as an active skill, but the character instead gains a passive or semi-passive secondary bonus power related to the skill. And you can see there are some examples on that. So this means that the Sorceress in essence has 9 skills versus the other classes who only have 6, which can diversify your build, especially since we only have really 3 particular main damage types under the Sorceress tree. Quick look at the Sorceress skills. We're going to look at Minor Destruction, which is Lightning, Firebolt, Frostbolt, and Arc Lash. Major Destruction, Charged Bolts, Fireball, Ice Shards, Incinerate, Chain Lightning, and Frozen Orb. Your defensive skills: Flame Shield, Ice Armor, Blizzard, and Teleport. Conjuration, Frost Nova, Lightning Spear, Ice Blades, and Hydra. Mastery, which is Firewall, Nova, Meteor, and Ball Lightning. And then under Ultimate, Deep Freeze, Inferno, and Conduit. I'm going to allow you to go and explore all the talents as well. We're not going to deep dive into the talents. Once we get to the actual builds, I'm going to deep dive into all 5 potential builds for you as the year goes on, but we're just going to theory craft a couple of these builds right now. Number 1, the Fire Sorceress. For all of those who enjoy a little bit of flame in their life, a little bit of hotness, obviously this is going to be the build for you. You're going to be looking at your Minor Destruction, meaning your Firebolt, your Major Destruction, your Fireball, everything that is going to allow the Sorceress to really go through on a pure fire build. Now obviously this is going to come with certain detriments. If enemies are fire immune or fire resistant, you may have to spec into other trees. With the fire tree build coming from Meteor, Flame Wall, Inferno, all these types of skills is really going to build very well into your flaming destruction path. Number 2, the Ice Sorceress. The Ice Sorceress has always been known to have the Frozen Orb talent being your main damage source. For most of everything that you have done with the Sorcerer across all Diablos, if you are doing the Frozen Orb build, it is considered one of the strongest builds, especially for beginning Diablo players as well. The Sorceress will be an easy to pick up, easy to learn, hard to master class, but your Frozen Tree, I want to say your Frozen Tree, but Frozen Orb and the Ice Tree is one of the easiest to pick up and does quite a bit of damage. Whether that's going to be true in Diablo 4, we will have to wait and see, but I'm quite excited to see what kind of ice builds are going to come out of here. What is going to be your main frost skill that's going to do the amount of damage? You're going to go the Frozen Orb, or are you going to do something else? Let me know. Number 3, the Lightning Sorceress. Now obviously we're going to go through each tree, and this should go without saying that the Lightning Sorceress obviously is going to be the third tree of these set spell trees that we're going to go in. But obviously with Ball Lightning, it seems that this is going to be more of your go in, do a bunch of damage, go out, and then do lightning strikes and lightning spears and those kind of things. So this one seems to be more of an offensive dash in, dash out build, which will allow you to maybe play the Sorceress more as a glass cannon if you are going to go with the lightning build. So this is going to allow you to get in, burst down your enemies, get out without taking any or too much damage before you just absolutely get popped. Now again, immunities are going to be a problem, as it with all trees are, so we'll have to see what lightning build are you going to be doing. Number 4, Make It Rain. The Make It Rain build is going to focus solely, mostly on Meteor and a couple of other spells that you're going to be using in your enchantment slots. Either you're going to use it in your enchantment slots or in your active skills, but you are going to try and find items and skill points as well as in your Paragon board to lower the cooldown of Meteor to the point where you can basically leave it on auto cast and just make the meatball shower come down. Whether that happens or not, whether we find items or not that lowers the cooldown to the point where you can make it rain, we'll have to see. But as far as I understand, the Meteor build for these kind of things, even if it's not Meteor, you could possibly do Blizzard as well. Blizzard is more of a defensive skill rather than an offensive skill, so whether you want to be playing a little bit defensive with your team or you want to go on the offense with Meteor, that is going to be your Make It Rain build. Number 5, the Enchantress. The enchantment tree allows you to equip 3 other different skills that the Sorceress has, and this really diversifies your build. Anything that you put in there obviously becomes a passive, and each of those things do specific things. So you could quite possibly do a vast variety of different builds, which will help you mitigate the immunities of the mobs in the game. However, this will also allow you to further build into other skills, and this is really where the Enchantress part of the build comes in. You can go and experiment with all of your skills and see which ones really benefit the kind of build you want to go to. So I'd like to know, which skills are you going to be enchanting in those slots, and what kind of build are you going to go for? Now before we end off, over here we've got the Barbarian, the Druid, the Necromancer, the Rogue, and the Sorcerer. And as we're busy doing the Sorcerer, you can see here, you've got your basic skills. You can put it in here into Firebolt and into Frostbolt. This will allow you to really customize how you want to build, and I'm genuinely curious, what build are you going to go for? Leave it in the comments section. I am going to read these, I'm going to reply to them, and we will be going into each and every single one of these builds across all the videos once the Necromancer has been released, which will be next week, same time, same place. And right here and now, this will allow you to build your character, and I'm genuinely curious, what is your Sorcerer / Sorceress going to look like? Are you going to go fire, lightning, or ice, or are you going to do something else completely? I want to know. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy that, please consider leaving a like, possibly subscribing. And if you haven't checked out the Druid video, it's right over here, somewhere over there. I don't know if I'm pointing correctly. And if you have any feedback or criticisms, please leave them in the comment section below. And also, check out the link. Go build up your character. I want to know what you're going to do. And you don't have to just stick to the Sorcerer for this video. Go check out the other videos. There's a playlist right down below in the channel. You can go and check it out. Let me know, what's your Rogue going to look like? What's your Barbarian going to look like? What's your Druid going to look like? What's your Sorcerer going to look like? And maybe, just maybe, spoiler alert, you'll beat me to it, what's your Necromancer going to look like? Until then everyone, Sanctuary awaits.